Welcome, everybody. You should see a little red button says recording. Are you seeing it?
The upper left? Yep.
Yep.
All right, good. All right. And we are rocking and rolling here. Glad to have you here. I don't know how many pictures got into this thing. Do you all remember how many pictures there are? Let's see. There is in this one 69, more than last week. So we gotta move through them, folks. We get everything done. All right. Thanks for coming out and shooting a product. Not as easy, I imagine, as some of you thought it would be, but at the same time, a lot more fun than some of you thought it would be. It is really great when the subject doesn't move around sometimes and you can just tweak the lighting the way you want it to be and all those great things. Love it. And okay. I don't know where chat went on my way. Oh, there it is. All right. We got it. We are good. And let's share the screen. Before we get going, any questions from anyone regarding anything on the assignment? All right, then let's get going. First up is it's in black text. I can't see whose this is. I'll just click on it. Marjorie Decker. Is Marjorie here yet? Marjorie, no Marjorie yet? Okay. We'll back up. We'll come back to Marjorie. And I think this is Mark Lund, right?
No, it's mine, Greg's.
Oh, Greg's, that's right. Those are cool. That's pretty neat. You did a nice mailer with this too, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you painted, did you paint the styrofoam head or did you get a black one?
No, it's white. And I found a how to change white to black on a YouTube in Photoshop.
Oh,
So that's a white head. Still is. I was going to paint it. That was my plan.
well, I was going to ask you what paint you used because the last couple times I painted styrofoam, it melted the styrofoam.
Well, and that was, yeah, somebody had warned me, oh, that could be a problem.
Oh, it's definitely a problem, especially if it's something that was cut just for the shot and you think you're going to paint it red and then, boy, you got to go back and have them make it again. Not that that's ever happened to me. I'm just mentioning, I heard it happen to somebody. Anyway, nice highlights, man, on this thing here. That looks really, really good. Love the fact that you turned the face black so that this thing just stands out. It wouldn't work on a white styrofoam thing. It just wouldn't work. Very cool. How did you light it there, Greg? Let's check it out. Okay. Nice. 12 by 36 strip box over here. 12 by 36 strip box. And what's the 7-inch doing?
So it's just lighting the top front edge of that, top front edge of the little visor.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Slide lighting here, slide lighting there. It's interesting that that you get the same light on the other side, but the highlight's so much different because the angle of that item is so curved that we're picking up the reflection of the light source itself there. What I'm talking about, folks, is that little guy there. That's the same size light that's on this side, but because it's hitting that curved surface like here, it bounces off right there, right straight into the camera. So it's a direct highlight of that back light. So what I'm saying is if you want the backlight to be brighter like you have here, Greg, are these on even power?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to make the backlight brighter. You just have to find the right angle and you'll get that backlight.
Oh, actually, no, Don, let's go back to the behind the scenes. I think this left light is half a stop. Yeah, half a stop neutral density film in that.
Okay, so a half stop.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, half stop that's more than a half stop difference here. That's more than a half stop difference. That's what I'm saying. So your half stop, you bring it down a little bit. Yeah, cool. Yeah, man. Really nice.
So I would encourage everybody, if you don't know how to, check it out on YouTube. There's a how to change white to black. Actually, it's just changing the slider in levels. Unbelievably easy, but work really well.
How many of you guys know about uh, um, what's it called? If something if
Blend diff.
blend if. How many of you knows about blend if?
I do.
If you don't know about blend if, go on YouTube, type in blend if, go to um, uh, the Pix Imperfect or um, Flurn, type in blend if. You will not believe what you can do with blend if. It is one of the most powerful moves in Photoshop, and probably the one most people know the least. Very nice, Greg. Thank you, sir.
One thing I really noticed was how the black of the edge of the goggle stood out against the black of the mannequin. I thought that was great. Or the mannequin head.
Yeah, the two textures, the way the light is going on to the
Yeah, right
very,
there.
very
Yeah.
rough styrofoam. So it's very diffused. And then you got the shiny rubber there. That's cool. And somehow Teresa channeled Greg and did the same thing, the Oculus. Wow. That's cool. So are these an item now? These are a thing?
They are, Don. If they are a thing.
Huh.
And I borrowed mine. I just have tried it one time, but they could be very addictive.
Yeah, they're I had to sneak them out of the house.
Wow. This is really cool. Look at two totally different approaches to the same product. I mean, you just can't, there's no limit on creativity. I love this thing that you're doing with the boxes lately, Teresa.
I just, I wanted to kind of make a series, I guess.
It's very cool.
Thank you.
So for those of you who don't know, Teresa, these boxes are actually in Photoshop, right? You're actually creating them in Photoshop.
Yeah.
Teresa, as well as Greg, are both very good Photoshop people. So they know their way around Photoshop. Now these were shot hanging.
Yeah.
Separately.
Separately.
Yeah. Wow, just lovely. It's just really nice.
Thank you.
Oh, you're building your product book pretty. We talked about 6 or 8 months ago. We're going to build that product book, and we were like, but all this, and all of a sudden, the product book's getting built.
Definitely.
Yes, it is. Very good. Love it, Teresa. Beautifully done. Let's see your set. Beautiful professional set. All that's so nice.
Yeah. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
What's the clear glass doing? Is that just so you can get light from the floor back up to it?
No, it's
That's
coffee.
right. Yeah.
It's for coffee.
Yeah, it's for my coffee.
No, you got a
Yeah.
light shining on the white thing down here, right?
Right.
And it's coming up, and the glass is just to hold the strobe. Am I right?
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I mean, I had that set up. I was shooting another product and I had that set up to shoot it on white. So I just left it there. Is
We've
really
all
the
done
reason It was there.
Very nice. You can get these cubes, by the way. You can get them at, I just saw them at IKEA, I believe, has these little stacking cubes. I don't think they're quite like this, but they have them. They really come in handy in the studio. Beautiful job. Well done. Dang, super nice. Giannis. Or this is Giannis's, this is your setup shot. Am I correct?
Yes.
Let's look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is great right here. This is great. Without that, we don't know what we got. If they covered the whole thing, we wouldn't know what we got. We know this is glass now. Really nice.
Yeah.
Did you do that in Photoshop, Giannis?
Yes, I did it because my iPod was washed in a washing machine with my jacket, and it's dead. That's why it's black. And put it there a reflection just to bring it a bit to life, or
Yep.
just sparkle it a bit.
That's an old iPod, isn't it?
Oh, it's not that old. It's a third generation. Before 6 years, 5 years,
Oh,
I bought it.
okay. Do they even make iPods anymore?
Yeah, but they are more full screen now, like an iPhone, something like that.
Oh, okay. Oh, they make the iPod Touch.
Yeah,
They're still making, okay.
iPod Touch.
Yeah. That's really nice. Great reflections through there. I love the highlights on your product here. Let's bounce back and see what you did. I love the angle too, Giannis. Great angle. Coming right at it.
This shot was from my phone, actually, not my camera.
That's
You know,
fine.
it's-
So you've got a big bright light from the back
There are two. A
here.
parabolic one and a softbox.
Okay. And then what's lighting the product? The camera's down here, right? We're looking from camera here.
Yeah, the
So the
camera is
camera-
there, and just above the lens is the big softbox that's actually lighting the iPod.
Got it. Big
Yeah.
softbox above the lens,
You know.
and then beautifully done with the white background. That's sharp, man.
I then just put a black card above the iPod for the shadows, just to make it separation from the
Right.
background.
That's I'm gonna be a word Nazi for a second. Not shadows, reflections.
A reflection, yes.
Reflections.
So,
Yeah, really good.
thank you,
You
Don.
should be real proud of these. These are great shots. Wow. Whose is this? Dan Krecklow. Dan, are you here?
Yeah, good morning.
Hey, Dan, really nice. Is this a mic?
It's a MP3 speaker.
So they've teamed up with Sports USA. It's a speaker / kettlebell. Is that what it is? Sort of a.
It's not that big.
Oh, really nicely lit. That's just such sexy lighting on that thing. Glamorous lighting. How big is it, Dan?
I'm thinking about 8 or 10 inches, maybe.
Okay. All right. So it's like you could put it on a shelf or hang it from something and
Yeah, and I've been carrying that thing around for a year or two now, so I was happy I was able to fix up the few little dings and dents in Photoshop.
looks to me like you did dark field lighting.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, and you cut it out on the bottom too. Look at you. Fancy. Look at you. That's nice.
Well, I use that kind of picture frame, that black picture frame, to knock down the flare. So
And you
that's
also- Yep.
between the speaker and the camera.
Yep. And you have light coming from the top.
Well, it was a composite
Sure.
of actually, I think it was 4 different shots.
Okay.
And I had to vary the level to get that handle. I had to shoot one brighter to get that. And then I used white cards to reflect in on the sides on a couple shots. And then one final shot, which was that light from above to highlight the front.
Got it. So that's your dark field lighting. That's your white cards.
Yep.
That's your light on the front. You're just scraping the light down the front with that front light.
Right.
And then a couple of the top light is this one up here too. And then a couple of different exposures to get the handle correct.
Yeah, that didn't even show up with the dark field lighting. So I really had to crank it up.
And I think probably, Dan, I don't know for sure, but if you'd brought this card down to about there, you'd probably gotten some of that hard dark field lighting to get on the top, because it'll do the top just the way it does the sides. So go back and look at your picture again. So right up here, if the light from the dark field lighting at the top came down to about where the Bose is, it would do that top for you.
Right.
And that's a great idea, by the way. It's something I should I write it down as a thing. If you want to get some good little items for your tabletop, if there's a sale or anything on mats, photo mats, like an 11 by 14 with an 8.5 hole, or 16 by 20 with an 11 by 14 mat cut out of it, buy them. They're really great because you can use them to shape the light. You can put them in front of a big softbox to make a smaller softbox. You can do so many things with them. So those mats are really a great idea, and saves on cutting up your soft boxes a lot, or your foam core a lot.
Yeah.
Good job. Solid. Just solid. Jim Hill.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Jim. Really nice job with this. This goes all the way around here. We have separation, plenty of separation in it. I see the other one sitting down here.
Yeah, I was trying to try my hand at dark field lighting. That's the first time I ever tried that.
Uh-huh.
I think I was dark field lighting what I used.
Let's take a look. Yeah, it is. It is. Just understand, Dan, you could have done dark field lighting with a black card like that too.
Okay.
You know, I mean, literally cutting off all of this and all of this. Where you control your dark field lighting is exactly there. How much black do you have on each side? And and again at the top. So there's where all your control is, moving that card into position. Really nice. Let's go back. That headphone looks really nice. And then you've got your cards up front here. What are these black cards doing? Keeping your flare down?
Yeah, I had a little bit of flare on the headphones. So I just put them in just a little bit.
Okay. That's really clean. Really clean. You're going to go in Photoshop. You're going to fix this.
Yeah, there's an old pair of headphones.
Yep. And a couple little marks down here you can take out. Should be fine. Yeah, really cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And think of this. Old pair of headphones, right? Let's say you take this and you stick this up on eBay. I bet you get $50 for these things.
Yeah, they're a good pair of headphones, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, you'll get more than they're worth because the photograph is so good. It's just absolutely the way it works. Yeah. Nicely done, sir.
Thank you.
Good lighting. More headphones. Arnold. Got the blue light coming in. Arnold, are you here? Yeah, you are here. Nice. So we got gels on here, Arnold. If you're talking, Arnold, we cannot hear you, buddy. You are.
Hello.
Yeah, there you are.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's just a single gel. On the right side. Yeah, you can see it on the back behind the zip light. Yep.
All right. So the one gel, and you're just letting
But
it.
there's a cutout underneath the one of the headphone. It's actually there's another flash underneath that.
Okay. So you got a
Yep.
flash coming up through a hole.
Yes.
What is this?
Those are just to break up the whiteness of the base of the plexiglass because I felt that was just too plain. So I use it more like a texture. I don't know if that works or does it distract?
Wow. I think it's kind of cool. As a matter of fact, I think I'd have pulled more flare out of it. Let it flare a little bit. Flare is in right now.
Okay.
Flare is very popular. That bothers me right there. I don't know what that is, but.
That's a wire that holds the band.
Oh, okay. So it is part of the unit.
Yeah, you can see it on top as well.
Okay. Got it. All right. That, nice setup. Beautiful setup. Your earbuds look good. Getting those are about as flat as you can get earbud wires.
Yeah,
Sure.
those are used, so I couldn't get them pristine to move, to position. I
Mhm.
couldn't even get them really straight out. I mean, I'd rather have those wires really pristine curves, but it was hard.
Yeah, really nice. Your logo looks good. Everything looks good. Arnold, what lens?
Oh, 105 macro.
Yeah, really solid.
You,
I love the little blue gel. I think that's done. It done
I
well.
right. I have a question. Do you think on the comment that I did another one with the red earbuds on it, and it was distracting? You could see it right there. Do you
Yeah.
think that worked better because
No,
of the complementary color? No.
no,
Right.
because
Okay.
there's a red thing there. Red's jumping off
Right.
the page and it's not doing anything. It's not part of the
Right.
headphones.
Yep.
You may
Okay.
actually run into, this is great for your portfolio, but if you're shooting for this client, they may not even want to use the blue gel because people are
Right.
going to go, hey, I bought them and I don't have the blue mark on them like they were in
Right.
the white.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Agreed. So
Yeah.
you think I should do this without any gels on it?
No. For your for your portfolio, you do as creative as you can.
Okay.
If you're shooting for a client, then you have to follow their.
Right. Agreed. Yep. Okay.
It's the
Thanks.
golden rule. Those who have the gold make the rules. Okay, David Hayden.
Morning.
Good morning. Surprised this isn't a guy sitting in the chair with his tie flying back.
Yeah. Well, that was my inspiration. I'm back in the 80s, and I just was thinking about that, and that's kind of something I've always wanted to try. So I did this.
By the way, do you know the story?
No, I don't.
That is Steve's assistant in the chair, and his hair is they tipped him back, and the stylist brushed his hair back and has got about a can of Aquanet hairspray in his hair. It's like a rock, and the tie is held up with a piece of pipe cleaners are holding the tie back, and he's just sitting there looking at the speaker. Probably one of the most famous ever ad shots ever done, and the most parodied ad shot ever done. Steve Bronstein, he built a career off that shot. I mean,
Oh, I can believe it. And it was for Maxwell tape, not even speakers, but it was, yeah.
and by the way, the agency, the client didn't like it, and the agency fought for it, and when finally Maxwell went, oh, all right, we'll give it a shot. Yeah,
That's great.
very nice. You got a little motion in the candle here, and everything's moving back, blowing the icing right off the back of the candle. Crisp in here, very close to the edges, very, very close to the edges for the fire here. But
Yeah, I cropped it in that tight. Do you think it should have been a little wider? I
Yeah.
was trying to make the speaker dominant, and the color of the flame kind of pulls the eye over, so I was just trying to push it off the edge.
it's just too close to the edge. It's a tangent with the edge. And when I say just a little bit, I mean like 1/8 of an inch of black is all you need.
Okay,
You just gotta
got plenty of room to
contain
do that. Yep.
Yeah, we've got to contain that in the picture. Another way to do it would have been to crop it here, so it's actually being blown out of the frame.
Okay.
That's another way that you can crop it as well. But here it's just too tight to that line.
The streaks I've got little tiny wires inside the frosting that I painted the frosting on to make it look like it was blowing out.
Mm-hmm.
Got behind it. I had used my phone for a remote, blew on the candle and shot the picture.
Very clever. It's really clever. It's really clever. I would love to see you take the same thing and go from a almost slightly below tabletop. You with me? We're not
Okay, looking more up at it, you mean?
I mean slightly. We're not going to see any of this table. We're going to see
Okay.
that speaker here, and we're going to see that cupcake right on the edge being blown right off the edge of it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Love to see you do that. Post it on Facebook if you decide to do it.
Yeah, I can. That's a pretty easy setup. I can reset it up pretty easy. I have another muffin I can frost.
Yeah, really nice. 24 millimeter tilt shift. Great.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't keep the L kind of in focus as close as I was, so I threw on the tilt shift and
Yeah. But you sacrificed a little focus down in here with that.
yeah, which I thought added to the blur effect a little bit. So that's sort of what I was thinking. That
Yeah, don't do the blur effect if you can, even if you have to take 2 shots and put them together.
I'll keep a cupcake sharp.
Yeah, right now sharp is in.
Okay.
Very good.
Hey, Don, quick question about that old shot with the speakers and the,
Yes.
and the guy blowing back. Was that the end of the shoot and the photographer threw on one more shot? Let's try this. Or did they set it up and do that and the client really didn't like it?
It was set up that they were going to do that shot. No, it wasn't a grab shot. It was planned. They were back in those days. The art director would come over with the speaker and they'd just like try a bunch of stuff. And that was one of the things they were trying. I don't know if it was a pitch to Maxell or if it was set up, but it was why he ended up using his assistant. I remember hearing that in the story, but I couldn't relate it right now why it was him. It may have been later, or they brought a girl and it didn't work, or they got a model whose hair was too short or something. Yeah, it's really, even the shirt was borrowed from somebody because the assistant was wearing a t-shirt that day. So yeah, very cool. Very cool. Great old shot. All right. That's how you did it. All right.
Yeah, real simple.
Yeah. Yeah. Got light coming from the top and a little grid here to catch the top of the snoot to catch the top of the cake.
And I just needed actually, that's just white notebook paper inside a photo, a picture stand, just to throw that little bit of edge on the back of the speaker, so it stood out a little bit. Yeah.
No, see that come back in here just to get this up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like this sort of shadow coming in. I think it really makes it real. I like that. Nice shot.
Thank you.
Rick Matkowski. Wow, you did a good job with this, Rick. This is good. How to deal with these things? Just wipe them out. Obviously, 2 shots.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Question, Don. You see the way I handled those wires. I deliberated and tried a few different things. I was going to cut them off, and I thought, well, I wanted simplicity in the shot, but I thought those wires needed to be there in some fashion. So this is what I ended up with.
Yeah, I think this is just fine. And remember, you're not shooting for a client here, Rick. So you can really do anything you want. No one's going to ding you. What's going to happen? Let's say you show this to an art director or a client, and this is in your portfolio. They're not going to say, "Oh, why did you do that?" They don't care. What they're looking at is this and that and that, and how nice all of this highlights. You've brought out every bit of design in this unit here. That's what they're looking at. They don't know yet whether they're going to cut it off or they're going to string it out, or they're going to wrap it underneath. No one knows yet because they haven't discussed it with the client.
Right.
So, how you handled it here is just fine.
And the double shot, of course, the double shot was to show some of the features underneath, the ergonomics, the handheld.
Yep.
This is older technology now, I guess. But
and again, you've got all the highlights in the right places. We can see the plastic. We can see the different textures of the plastic. Highlights in here. This is very nice. Let's look at your set. All right. Nice. Got a great big old strobe here. We got a little old speed light with a snoot here.
Yeah, a little homemade snoot on there. Yeah, that was just I was just firing at the really to get the Nintendo name on the top. And that's the first shot, the flat lay.
That's
yeah.
Just kind of glancing off the top there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. This is the second one here. So you should hop into this a little bit.
Yeah, the camera is not in the shooting position, but yes, it dropped down the camera and then
Mhm. Yeah, it's a nice set. Nice set. I'm so happy to see your lights in so close.
I'm surprised nobody's asked about the Christmas tree still up.
Rick,
My wife refuses to take it down where we are under restrictions. The kids never came home for Christmas, so she's still kind of hanging on a little.
we don't judge here, Rick. We don't judge.
Oh man.
Except if you still have your Halloween lights out on the sidewalk, I think where the judging is going to have to like kind of drip into that. Really well done, sir. And
thank you very much.
What lens?
24 to 70. It's my kind of go-to. I don't have a macro.
Okay. And where were you in that range?
I think if you go back, I think I put it on there. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There we go. At 60. Okay. Perfect. Perfect.
Hey, Don,
Yes.
a question about the cable, the cord.
Uh-huh.
How was this done in the old days? I mean, was that done with a graduated ND filter? How did you fade out the cable in the old days? Yeah.
Well, if you shot it on slide, then the people who made the color separation would actually mask it out.
Okay.
If you shot it on black and white film, then you'd fade it, with your
Right. Okay.
fade it like that. But most of the time, we only had two options usually. That either try to coil it until they give up, or you'd have to bring in some kind of good product stylist who could actually wrangle those things into position. And I'll guarantee you that I shot more of those nicely coiled things. They look beautiful, right? They're glued, dudes. They're not moving. They're glued, super glue, whatever. Get that thing wrapped around, or they'd wrap it around a cylinder of some kind and get it really nice, and they'd super glue it together.
Okay.
Nothing will drive you crazy, more crazy than that.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey Don, I might offer a tidbit of info for those that might be interested on it. A carryover from my digital artistry is to run a high pass filter, and that's what I did on this product, and it really popped things out. A high pass run at 120 pixels. So 100 to 120. Most people run a high pass for sharpening at 2 to 3.5, 4 pixels. But you crank that up to 120, and then it'll blur the colors a little bit. So then desaturate that layer, and then on blend mode of soft light, it really pops these products, and that texture, that finish on this thing, it's quite amazing. So it's a technique if anybody wants to try it. Probably not many people would be aware of it in Photoshop, right?
Yeah, I kind of stay away from that filter. I'd like to see, I'd love if you just did a tutorial or write it, a couple of screenshots and show us exactly what you're talking about. I'd love it, Rick.
Okay.
Hey, Richard, can I ask you, when I first saw your image, I thought, holy crap, that looks like CGI.
Right.
Do you think that high pass is responsible for making it look like that?
It helps, yes. That was the first reaction I got. It just like, there's something just happens to it that finish changes. And it was just about like on my screen, you reach in and grab it. So yeah, your comment on CGI is appropriate. Yeah. Yeah, it's a technique. Run a high pass at 120, soft light blend mode, and play with that.
Now, do you paint it in then with a mask, or you just do the soft light mode?
If you want to apply it in certain areas, you can work with a mask.
Right.
Yes. In this case, Don, I think I just let it run on a white mask. It was applied throughout. Okay. But certainly you can be selective by painting in where you want it.
I'm going to try that. That looked pretty interesting.
Just control, desaturate after you've run the high pass at 120, because the colors will go too. But if you desaturate and then apply the soft blend mode,
all right,
play with those levels, you might find something you like.
All right, thanks, man, very much. Lauren.
Yes, sir.
Yes. before we get started, Lauren, if anybody came in late, would you please look on the Facebook page and let me know if I missed your picture? Because we'll go back up and look at your picture. But, all right, Lauren?
Yep.
Are these tied up?
Yeah, they're suspended.
Okay. Softbox, color in the back. And what is this little guy doing?
That's just a little kicker light in front to bring out the highlight there on the right-hand side of the,
Here?
that and the little, yeah, right there.
Got it.
That little circle.
Good. Be really careful taking that thing right over the edge like that. Man, you were so close to a tangent. It's scary, but you're not. It's not a tangent, but kind of, you know what? Why I say that is that our eye follows us around. We go right to that edge. I'd bring it in just a little bit when you're shooting like this. Your curves look pretty good. That little, where it flattens out there, you could just bend that in Photoshop.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, just because that's a nice curve you got going there. That's a lovely curve you got going there. So the rest of it looks fine. All right, really nice. No light on the background?
Yes, there is a light coming up from the back.
What is the glow around that?
That might be, I'm gonna have to take that out. That's probably from the burn. I burned in the highlight a little bit on the earbud.
Okay. All right. Got it. Yeah, we'll fix that up. Good, Lauren. Oh, let's look at your so you and you do have on the background down underneath.
Yes.
Okay, great. Good. What lens, Lauren?
That's my 50.
Fun, really fun. Bob Royer.
Hi, Don.
Hi, got some headphones here. On is this Blackplex?
Yes, it is.
Nice reflection. I like it because your reflection is a little bit muted. It's not that, too overbearing reflective. Yeah, you got your edge. It's pretty, it's coming off the background. That's what we need. It's a dangerous place underneath the headphones. That all looks good in here. Texture looks good. Watch out that we don't lose the top of this one because that one's so bright. We gotta, and this is at where this would be is a white card back up here somewhere. So you got the, it's like this, you're shooting here with the camera, right?
Yep.
And there's the top of that, and you need a white card up here. So camera, boom, the angle comes up, it's that card. So it's reflecting that card there. But your light all the way around this looks pretty good. Just missing that one little top. We can't let this one go dark if this one is bright. Got to bring it up.
Okay.
Clean, very clean. Let's look at your lighting setup here. All right. Okay. Oh, I see you lit from this high from the side.
I was actually, the softbox for the shot was actually in pretty tight.
Okay. Yeah. Just wrap it around a little bit. Just to pull up the top of that other headphone. And you got it.
Okay.
Good. Fill card's coming in. Let's look at the picture again so we can see. Let's look at how gentle the light is from the fill cards right in there. Good job, Bob.
Thank you.
24-70 at 50.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's dawning on everybody that, gee, I could shoot product with just a 50. A nice camera with a nifty 50, and you can make some great work. Stephen.
Yes.
Hi,
I'm
Stephen.
here.
Hi, man. This is a nice looking little unit you've got here. All the highlights in there. This looks good. Wow. Now, was the audio unit recorded, photographed separately than the microphone?
No, they're together.
They are together.
Yep.
Nicely done, man. Nicely done. The mic is just enough out of focus that it just lets this thing come up right in our face. Looks great. a little bit of focus there, but that is fine with it. This is just really well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's the first project I've done with you that actually went together in less than an hour. So I was like, I took 3 shots and went, I think I'm done. That's weird.
Well, it's the, in product, it's all the setup. The final shot doesn't take any much time at all. All right. Oh yeah. Got a couple of buffs in real close. Nice. Well, if everybody follows my mantra of getting those lights in as close as you can, at first, you're going to find you're going to hit it more right out of the bat. It's generally when I look at a product shot and it's a problem, it's because the light was too far away. It's not going to be the only problem, but it's going to be part of the lighting problem. The lights are really right in on top. Look how it beautifully, gently comes over the corners. That looks good. The Tascam looks good. These guys, look at that detail in there. Nice. Is that what you use for video?
In fact, I do. When I shoot video, that's my digital recorder. So I can put a lavalier on them, or I can put the mic you see over there if we're doing a recording of a podcast that we also want a video.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've got. But I actually bought that unit for my wife and I are taking guitar lessons, and we're part of a guitar orchestra. And of course, everybody is in lockdown and can't meet. And so it's all virtual. So this is how we get our recordings made, so we can be part of the virtual
cool.
group.
That's very cool. That's exciting. Yeah, these are good. These are really.
Question to Stephen and Don, just a matter of interest on this. I think I know the answer, but the screen is blank.
Uh-huh.
Any thought, Stephen, if you turn the unit on, is there some graphics or something that come up on that screen? Have you thought about that? Or
I did see your post, and I did think about that when I was shooting. And I kind of thought that might be a bit distracting because I would have to yell at the same time I pushed the and some of the lights would light, and I didn't kind of like that. So
yeah, I have a similar unit, and there's nothing really of interest on the screen.
Okay.
I mean, visual interest on the screen. But what you want to do, and by the way, if Stephen was shooting this for an ad for Tascam, right, they would actually furnish him the artwork for the front. You'd do it. You'd do it in post.
Got it.
You would not waste the time, like you were saying, Stephen. You got to yell and you got to make noise to make. If you're showing the wave, the sine wave or whatever it's called, if you're showing the wave, you got to do that. That's a waste of time when we can just grab the art, have it perfect, and then drop it in. And by dropping it, they can show 15 different panels on the front.
Yep, there are a lot of different choices. From the opening splash screen to the bars running across the screen to I think there's a metronome in there. You can watch it tick and flash.
Yep. Yeah. When we were, we shot some very early software for medical devices that would be used on iPhones and things like that. And we just shot the phone one time and we just put the screens in. And the screens were furnished to us digitally. They were Illustrator files. They didn't want to even bother shooting the screen. We just got Illustrator files.
Nice.
Yep.
Good.
Nicely done, Steve.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Joe.
Oh,
go ahead.
No, I was curious. Is that a case where you could actually shoot a video, get the different screens, and then pick the one you liked with a screen capture of the video if you're shooting 4K or something like that? Is that a viable?
If you're going through this?
Yeah, like say you had that set up and then have a stereo playing in the background, something to drive some sound. At least an HDMI or 4K video, and then just take the screen capture for the product shot?
Theoretically, but remember that video is running at 30 frames per second. It's 1/30th of a second, right? And
Right.
if the screen is vibrating faster than that, then it'll be blurred. So the little things pop. If it's just a folder and some names on the folder, then that would work fine. But again, that's a lot more work than just getting the Illustrator file. If
Yeah.
you don't have it, the Illustrator file, then try everything you can. Sure. You could probably just take a picture of it in the dark, get a screen up, get the picture in the dark, and just flop it in, Really well done. Joe Costantino. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Dan. How's it going?
Pretty good. If Giannis hadn't sent his iPad or his iThing in for a bath, he could use this thing.
Email no, because the speaker doesn't work.
Well, see, now
The iPad works.
Sell it to him now, because now he's got an iPod and a speaker system that both don't work.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a collector's item. Very nice. All right, cool, Joe.
Yeah, it was crunch for time this week, so it was quick setup.
I like your blurry front. What are you shooting on?
It's not Pexi. It's kind of like one side is whiteboard. They advertise as a chalkboard, but it's kind of glossy. One's white, one's black.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I had one of those chalkboards. It didn't work.
I don't know how you would write on this thing, but
No, we
use it once
bought
in a
it for the we bought it for the studio. It had a 4x8 sheet brought in and a big thing so we could do things on the studio. And it didn't work. Nicely done here. Good. Okay.
just white card to pop up the logo of the speaker in the front.
All right.
And kind of blended in a little bit of.
Keeping the light nice and even across the front there. A different look than a light with a card, because the lights are evenly matched here. And then take the white card out in Photoshop.
Yep.
Nicely done, Joe. What lens, sir?
It was at 60 millimeters.
60?
24 to 120.
Yep.
I just shot it for 1 second in the dark to get the screen.
Mark Shaw. Mark, are you here?
Yeah, Don. Hi.
Hey, so electric wine bottle opener. That's a great highlights you've got going on here. The button looks good. What is that little guy right up there? Is that something that's...
It's a little light that comes on when it's charging.
Okay. Yeah. We got a black line going through the Oster. You'd want to take a white card, place it where this line here would come down and it would fade right there.
Yeah.
To reflecting that card, and then blend it in Photoshop. Because that logo is so important to this item, and we're losing the black in the black. There's no way to shoot an item like this without a tilt shift lens. That is, without a tilt shift lens, there's no way to shoot this without that dark line running down the middle. But we can mitigate it a little bit by putting a white card a little bit above the lens, or a little bit below the lens, or what have you. So a card just below the lens, even if you had to blend it back in Photoshop, would be great. You may find that if you put the white card below the lens, it just does the job, just brings it up anyway. Let's look at your lighting situation, see how much space you had between those two white cards you've got there. Yeah, so you take a white card, Mark, you go right across like that.
Okay.
And it'll light that guy up right there.
Cool.
And the distance it's away will be the same softness that you have on those transitions there. It'll maintain that same softness, a transition, where you get down to the bottom. So it'll blend just like it does here, right there, just like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good, man. 24 or 52 millimeters. You know, the only thing that's really wrong with it is I think this called for a 53 millimeter shot. 52 just is, it's clumsy, but hey, you'll get it. Yeah, nicely done, man.
Thanks, Don.
You bet. Nicely done. Lawrence Kelly. Is this shortwave radio, Lawrence?
Hi. It's DAB radio, it's FM, it's long wave, short wave, and internet.
Very cool. We don't have a Horizon here, but we have one here. So let's get rid of this Horizon and the cord in Photoshop. Just take it out. I like your little modern lighting here, the shadow, that little bit of a shadow here. I like that a lot. I think though, Lauren, we could have moved this radio over to here, right? And gotten a little more of that shadow because it's cool.
Okay.
That's is very popular, by the way, is to add that little poppy light. And you've done a nice job with it. Is all the light coming from the front?
No, it's actually coming from above. It's
Above.
It's a window.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. And you got the little white things here to light this stuff up in here. Look at that. Nice.
And there was one in the front as well. I don't really remove when I took the shot of the behind the scene. But yeah, it was a white card in the front just to light the line at the bottom.
Yeah, you got a white card like this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that all up in there. Yeah. Cool.
I actually added the shadow in Photoshop just to kind of.
Okay. Well, get rid of that horizon then in Photoshop. Get rid of that horizon back over there. Get rid of, I guess that's the shadow from the antenna.
Yeah.
Leave it in. And then just extend it out. If you did this in Photoshop, just extend it out. Draw your shadow out. So you can just make this black background come out to about, come out to about there. And let's see the whole shadow of this radio come down with the knobs and the knobs like that. I think that'd be cool. That'd be very cool. On black, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think the shadow will be better sharp, or should I smoothen it?
Well, it's going to be sharp right up front, but you're going to soften it just a little bit in the corner, just a little bit. Otherwise, it won't look real, right?
Yeah.
It's your shadow's going to be very sharp up here, and as it gets back to this corner, it's going to be slightly out of focus. Not a lot, because we're only talking about 10 inches here. So just a little bit. Yeah, very well done.
I have a question, Don, about this. Is there, for some reason, the knobs on the side being out of focus is kind of distracting to me. What is your opinion on that?
Oh, I didn't know this. They were out of focus. They look sharp to me.
They are?
They look to me anyway.
Oh, well, I was up late watching Grey's Anatomy, so maybe they are sharp.
I mean, I'm looking at that edge there. That looks pretty sharp. And I'm looking at that edge. Looks pretty sharp. So if that's in focus, these have to be.
Okay. My apologies. I just thought it looked like it was because of the angle of the shot that maybe the depth of field had softened those knobs a little bit.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't see it, but no, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. Nicely done, Lawrence.
Thanks.
Nicely done. I like the way you thought through it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Melvin. Melvin, are you here? Melvin?
He's not here.
He said he wouldn't be here today.
Oh, okay. Well, Melvin, that's that's the kind of work. Melvin is a Project 2 person. It's the kind of work that you kind of expect from him. He's very good. That's really nice, Melvin. Very nice. Yeah. Very good. He's up in Canada, isn't he, Mark?
Yeah, he's not far from me, Don.
Oh, I was going to say he's same town as Teresa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Nicely done. Carla Cordero. Oh, by the way, I'm going to stop.
Don, I have a question on the prior photo. How did he do the shadows? These shadows?
There's two posts.
Right here.
The two posts?
Yeah.
Oh, and the light behind it. Oh, I see.
And he's using a bare bulb. Believe me, the bare bulb looks more like daylight than if you leave a reflector on it, because those reflectors, they shape the light, and they'll, the sun doesn't have, a thing around it, right? Like a thing. Use your bare bulb. If you want sunlight, use your bare bulb like that. Yeah. Good question, Lee.
Thanks.
Did we miss anybody up front, up at the top? I think there was it Dorothy? Who was? No? Okay. Carla Cordero.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Carla. How are you?
Very good. And you?
Good. So this is an underwater watch, huh?
Yeah. Actually, in the comments is the corrected version. I add a little bit more contrast to the screen.
I was just going to say we need a little more snap on it. Little more snap. Come on. There we go. Now it pops off. Are these numbers really gray or are they white?
No, they are like that. And it has very little light. I mean, every time I did a photo, I had to like push the light button and it wasn't like a lot of a difference.
Yeah, my eye went right down Garmin. Your Garmin is white, so that's exactly right.
No, they are gray. I have a watch like this and they are gray. They're not white.
Yeah, it's really I love your highlight that comes down and shows all these little curves in here. All the little things on the edge show really well. And down in here. So it's sitting in a charger, am I right?
No, it's actually sitting in the watch. I mean, there is nothing underneath. It's just the reflection.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Cool. Looked like, I thought it was like a unit there. And your highlight up here, it's nice and bright and it brings us down. It's the only blue on here that's really bright, right? So
yeah,
Carla, your shot is really great, but from me as an art director, I would say this is really great. Can we pump the blue here a little more? Just a little more in here, bring it up so that we can have a feeling of this blue continuing from the blue up there. You've got it and it's subtle and it's pretty. Just want to maybe saturation is the right thing, or just bring it up just a little bit. I mean, a little bit.
Okay.
So if you showed two pictures to me, I wouldn't necessarily see the difference instantly. I just would know that the other one was different. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because this is from the blue gel in the back. So
yeah, and you got.
I had like a little mirror there to see if I could get a little bit more light into that part of the watch.
And you did beautifully. I just think we just need to pop it just a little bit.
So more blue in the right there.
Yep.
Underneath.
Yep. And believe me when I say, another art director could be sitting here and saying, no, I like it just the way it is. So I'm saying, I'm one person's opinion. Looked very good. Well done shot.
Thank you.
Damn well good. All right, Brian. Oh, did we look at your behind the scenes? How did you do that? You don't have behind the scenes.
No, there is a behind the scenes there.
There is?
You missed it. There. That's the behind the scenes.
Okay. I got it. Oh, you're shooting. Got it. So all the water's on the table behind.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I had to take the behind the scenes from the back.
Yeah.
So I could see everything.
I'm glad I didn't miss it, because that's a very clever way of putting the bubbles around it. That's why they're in focus up front and soft back there. That's very cool, Carla.
Well, thank you.
Very cool. Wow. I
Don.
wouldn't have thought of that. That's very cool.
Carla?
Yes.
I'm looking at the one that you added the contrast with compared to your original one.
Yeah.
And I was curious, something you might try is if you take the contrast one, because when you flip back and forth, you can see where it's the same shot, you just change the face. If you do a little tiny bit of a gradient where the top part where the light's coming from has the less contrasty, and then as it comes across the one, do a gradient where it goes into the more contrasted, where it's got that deeper black in the background, and
Yeah.
it will give a little bit of a shine to the top edge of the watch face, and it will show you that that surface is shiny. You see what I mean?
Okay.
Like if you come across down just with a little bit of a gradient on that top.
Right here. What he's saying is you've got this little bit of a haze here.
Yeah.
And if you could do this in Photoshop. If you cut this haze right there, perfectly round here, and then drop that down.
Okay.
The other shot, you'd have that feeling of glass on the front of the watch.
Okay.
Yeah. So you already
So-
have what you need. You just need to like make it fit just a little bit better.
Okay. To kind of combine both.
Yeah. Just the faces. Just the face.
Okay. The circle. Yeah.
Well done. All right. So
Thank
we're
you.
up to, yes, very good. Diane McMillan.
Hi,
Hi, Diane. How are you?
good, and you?
Good. We've got headphones. We've got texture inside the headphones. And here we've got the texture here. The logo looks pretty good. We're losing it here, but we can fix that easy in Photoshop. You cropped it here, and we didn't crop it here. I would have pulled you back a little bit, not crop the top of the headphones off. We don't want to crop unless we have to. And I
Okay.
really like the way your gradient goes across the front here from your light. That works out really well. Getting a little dark in here. Diane, you think you could maybe bring that up a little bit? That texture, this part?
I can't, I'm sure I could. I could probably reshoot it, but I don't know that I could. It's already pretty heavily brought up as far as the blacks go in
I see.
that cup area.
Okay. All right. Where's your light? Let's go look at your light. Hold on. Okay, your light's coming from above.
Right, and then that's a different shot. I, of course, I'm not very good or good at documenting things yet, but I had moved the headphones, but that is basically the same setup.
Okay. So behind this headphone, a little piece of round white paper board.
Oh,
Come right in there.
that would be I could even line the cup with white paper.
You could, yes.
That's brilliant.
Your light up here is going to hit that white paper. It's going to be bright and it's going to open up this right here, and no one will be the wiser. No one will have a clue how you did it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And when people ask, you just tell them, hey, it's something I do.
You need to take Dawn's class.
There you go. There you go. All right, Diane, 24 to 70, 2.8. Well done. Well done. Love your little softbox up there. Very cool. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job. What the heck is that?
Oh, it's a little deflector so that I can control the flashes with my camera, but the little white, the flash on the camera isn't seen. Got it. All right. I do little tiny things, miniature or macro stuff, and a lot of times there would be a bright light right in the middle of my object. It's like, what is that? So
You're using this to fire the infrared, to fire the Nikon
Right.
films. Yeah.
Right.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
The crazy thing is I actually have one of those things. I just
You should
totally
use it.
forgot
I
about
love it.
Just like gone, And then you said what it was, and I went, oh yeah, I got one of those. Lee.
Yes, sir.
Hi, I actually have this.
Oh, you
unit.
do?
Yeah. It goes with me on the motorcycle. I hang it in the front of the motorcycle, and by the time I get to somewhere, by noon, it's all charged up, and I can charge my phone or whatever with it. They
Yeah, I
don't-
take them as a backpack.
Yeah. All right. Is this in focus?
Yeah.
It is? Okay. All right. I like you lit the panels up very nicely here. I like how it kind of sneaks under there with the light. This is cool in here.
Softer than it was.
What's that?
No, it is a little bit soft.
Is it? I think it is. Yeah. Yeah. What did you shoot it at? F6.4?
I say, no, 6.4.
Yeah. I'd shoot this thing at 11. I mean, I really would.
I kind of purposely went soft. I didn't want to have the bag too crisp because I shot at 16 and it was too crispy.
What, this?
Yes. So I didn't like.
That's okay. Just shoot it at 5.6 to get the background. Shoot it at 11 to get this, and just combine them in Photoshop.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm with you on that. I hate it when the paper, because seamless paper has a texture to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it has a little kick to it, like, you know. And I didn't want that when they said the soft, so.
Yeah. It's funny because it's like soft down here. You're not using a tilt shift lens or anything, are you?
No. No, I just shoot low a little bit.
Okay. Because it's soft here as well, and that doesn't make sense to me. Okay.
Is it closer to the camera than the edge of that other one?
I can't. Is that Mark?
Yeah. Is it closer to the camera? Is
maybe
it on
the
this
focus
side of
goes-
the focal plane?
I'm thinking the focus goes through like right about here, because even that starts to go out of focus there, right there. So the focus is right through here. Yeah, you needed a deeper aperture. Now, what lens were you using?
The 50.
56 on your XT2 is a 85, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah. The lens is long.
I need to do F11. The shot's still on the table. I can just turn on the camera and shoot at it.
I would do that. And why did you choose the 56 instead of like the 30? Any reason?
A good question, no? Because I normally use the 50 for product, but I can change the lens.
I would do it both ways. Do it both ways. Yeah. Yeah. Because this is a nice shot. This is well lit. It's well composed. It's a good shot. All we have to fix is that little focus issue. All right.
Okay.
All right. Excellent.
Is there a behind the scenes on it?
Yeah. Right here. Yeah. Move your background back. Just move it back. 3 feet more and behind it, and it's not going to go in focus at all. So, yeah, good.
Okay. Now, question.
Yeah.
If I shoot with a 35, should I shoot it at f11 too?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then move the background back.
Yeah, because on your camera, 35 is really what, 60 on a full frame, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, move it back. Move that background back. You'll be good.
Well, if that close as that is, that depth of field is pretty razor thin at f5.6.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get that. I would just be at, if you want a rule of thumb, if you want shallow depth of field, 2.8, 4, 5, 6. If you want it in focus, 11 and 16. Or if you have a faster lens, 2, 2, 8, and 4. That's it. That's going to give you your sharp. And if you're going to go for sharpness, then go all the way for sharpness, or focus stack it, or whatever you need to do to get the sharpness. I personally like focus stacking because you can then control, because focus stacking doesn't mean nothing's out of focus. It means you get to choose what's out of focus. You make a decision on what's out of focus because you've got all the frames and you can just start, painting them back with a mask and get the background out of focus. All right, good. Judy, is Judy here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, Judy. How are you?
Hi, Don.
What is a black box?
It's a little speaker. You plug it into the headphone jack on your computer.
Oh, okay.
It's very small. It's maybe 2.5 inches in diameter at the bottom.
Okay.
And the height is maybe 3 inches when that little speaker thing popped up.
You can kind of get an idea from looking at the jack there. Yeah. Cool. Right on a blue background. I like the way you brought that soft highlight to the front, pull up the black box. I think it's a little, I think we need some contrast, Judy.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to do that. This is my attempt at using speed lights. I usually just use a continuous light. This is my first thing I've actually turned into you that I, thought maybe I could get some feedback on using those speed lights.
Well, I don't know if there's enough difference here on the speed lights for, why did you choose speed lights for this? Because this thing isn't going.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, I mean, it's static. It's sitting here, so you can do as long exposure as you need.
Right. I have 3 lights. I used a continuous above, and it wasn't giving enough light on the face there. So I decided to use the speed lights, and then I was struggling with too much shadow. With the speed light on the right was throwing a shadow over to the left, and the speed light on the left was throwing a shadow over to the right, and the shadows seemed to be competing with one another.
Yes.
So I just had to keep playing with it till I could minimize that.
Did you have the speed lights, just the speed light, just the bare speed light?
No, you can go to the behind the scenes. You'll see the scrim on one. And then the other one, to minimize it, I had to shoot it. Okay, there was a speed light behind the scrim. I moved it when I was messing around with things. And the speed light over to the left-hand side, I actually pointed it to a white card to minimize that one. I figured if I had one shadow, fine. If I could minimize the other shadow, then they wouldn't be fighting with each other.
Yeah, that works. You're just using a big piece of card over here.
Yeah.
Lighting it up, and we look here, we can see it right here. That's a nice highlight.
But that highlight, see that little rim? I think that's the camera. I didn't know if I should have shot lower, not to get the camera in there, but
is this chrome?
It's not chrome. It's just a shiny black plastic.
No, you're fine.
The rest of the speaker is a matte, but that's a little shiny.
Yeah, that sharp edge tells us that it's shine. If you blow this up, it might be your camera, but at that point, I just make it dark. Be done with it.
Okay.
Paint it in black.
The other question I have,
you need those edges.
The other question I have is, when the speaker is charged, there's a blue light behind that grill. When it's dying, it's got a red light. So if I want to show that light, how would I do that?
Okay. You'd get an exposure for the blue light back there, whatever that exposure was. Let's see, it's 30 seconds at f11. Okay. You would do the 30 seconds at f11, and then you would pop the strobes. Anytime during that f11, that 30-second exposure, pop the strobes. The strobes will light everything else up, and the blue will still keep burning in.
Okay.
It's called dragging the shutter. But if you're using a continuous light at the top, that could be an issue. So you'd have to factor that in because it's continuous. So I would use either all strobe in that or all continuous in that. So your continuous light would probably be something like, I'm going to guess 1/8 of a second at f8, something like that. A second at f11, 16. Does that sound right? Sound like numbers you're using?
No, but I could play with that.
Well, whatever it comes to,
yeah.
Then you just basically turn the light off.
Okay.
Just, you get that exposure. Let's say it's a 2-second exposure. 2 seconds, you turn that light off and you just let it go for another 28 seconds to burn the blue light in.
Okay. I'll give that a try.
All right. Very good. And
Thank you.
yes, Terry McDermott.
Good morning, Don.
Good morning. All right, little hard drive there with what is that? That's another hard drive or a,
Yep, that's a terabyte solid state drive. They're both 1 terabyte.
okay. You should have seen my dad's face when I showed him a 20 megabyte hard drive that was the size of a pizza box.
Yeah.
My dad was on the team that invented that built the unit that would bake resistors.
Oh.
And I have a picture of him with his white lab coat on. There's about 8 guys, and they're standing in front of a room the size of a living room.
Uh-huh.
There's all those great big reel-to-reel tapes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
there's a ribbon over the front. It was 1 megabyte of memory, baby. Yeah. So when I showed him the pizza box with 20 megabytes of memory, he was like, "No, how did that happen?" He was retired and.
Yeah. And here we have a terabyte and a little thing that's 1/4 inch thick.
Yep. Yep. Don't they have are they working on a terabyte SSD card?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. They might
Did I
be.
hear that right? Somebody, I don't know, maybe not. But that'll come, that'll come.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
yeah. All right, cool. It's nice and simple. Lit from the top, the side. We got this stands out. Logo looks good. Shadow is very minimal. So what light are you using?
A big cloudy window behind me.
Oh, got it. Okay.
It's a big patio door.
Yeah.
And so I can sit on the patio and shoot right by the door.
Yeah, absolutely. We've looked at sets with giant strobes and everything, and here's a nice, clean, pure white set done with daylight. Absolutely.
Yep. And I tried moving the black and white cards, different colors around on the sides, and that was the way that came out. I liked the best. So
good. Well, if you're ever doing this at home, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to order one of these things from Terry. I don't know what that is, but it keeps the light from bouncing left.
Yes, and the brown thing above it is the cat tree. It's a really tall cat tree. And
Cat trees are very important. Very,
Yeah.
very important. Yeah.
But now the cat is very distressed because her cat tree keeps getting taken over.
Nicely done, Terry.
So I do have a quick question. So on the upper left of the large box, it doesn't show how shiny it is, but yet I tried a shot with the little disc over on the left and it's really shiny. It shows. And so is that okay that it's like that?
This is very shiny.
Yes, on the upper left side. Yeah, it's very shiny.
Up here.
Yes.
Okay, so what's happening, that real shiny is picking up all of that card.
Okay.
You need to give that shiny something to reflect that shows it's shiny. So you hold your card up here and then you take a piece of black paper, you put a piece of black paper like this, and then you'll get that black paper reflected in here and we will instantly know it's glossy.
Okay. Yeah, because I had black on the side and it made it kind of a weird, odd texture. So it didn't work right.
Remember, this is a reflection. Just think of it as a mirror.
Yeah.
Right now it's reflecting that big white card. You put a little piece of black paper over here and it's going to reflect it. And then you move it to where you want that black to look.
Okay. So you just want a part of it to show black. So you show. Okay.
Yep.
Got it. Thank you.
Yep. Bonnie Mitchell, another little hard drive. Bonnie,
Hey, Don.
yeah, hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Nice little highlights through here, all through here. It looks really good. Is it floating?
No, it was sitting on a glass and I just took the glass out.
Got it. Okay. I like your edges. Get a little brighter at the bottom, a little brighter at the top up there. And it kind of goes with this sideways design. Are you using gels on this, Bonnie?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, and you're using snoots.
Yeah.
Well, what is this one doing? Anything?
Well, nothing in the final picture. It was lighting up the background and I didn't like the way it turned out.
Okay.
So I just took it out. I was running out of time, so I just filled it all with black.
Okay. And then you got another one of these apparently on this stand up here coming down that corner.
Well, it was the same one. I just moved it and changed the gel and then composited it in Photoshop.
Okay. Well, did a nice job.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. This is I could see this as a like in Wired magazine or gaming magazine. Can you just see the headline here? A little bit of text over here, and you know, stores available in right here. Can you just see it? I can definitely see it.
That was kind of my goal there. I was leaving some space for some copy.
It's very glamorous is what it is. And that's big. Very nicely done.
Thank you.
Jan Wilding with a battery charger. Great highlights all over this thing, Jan.
Okay.
All through here, really nice. Do these things light up?
They do, yes. And I didn't do it.
They're actually
I'm
so
not quite sure how to do it.
they're so small that if you try to do it in camera, they're on white. What color do they light up?
Green or red, depending on.
All right. So are you good in Photoshop?
Not massively good, no. I'm learning.
Let's look at this as layers, okay? You cut out this little circle.
Yeah.
Cut it out, and it's on the top layer. Let's see if we can
Okay.
get the dimension. That's on your top layer in Photoshop. That's up here. The next one down is a same size as the thing you cut out, but it's bright green. And you apply that's on this layer here, and you apply a Gaussian blur filter to it, so it's like spreading out a little bit, right? Then
Yeah.
down below it, same size again, but it's white. You've colorized it white. Then when you look from the top, you're going to see this thing here, and it's going to hide the green, blurry green, and the white one. And then you take the top one here and you just lower the opacity, keep lowering it, and all of a sudden you'll see the green in the light with the shape of the light, say somewhere around 50%.
Yeah.
You'll see the shape of the light, the green, and the green will be spreading out a little bit like it would in real life. And the white's going to make the green pop because otherwise it's against gray. Make sense?
Okay.
right.
I give that a
All
go.
Yeah, you can light up anything with that trick. Really nice highlights all the way through. Good color, and your shot. I love what you did with the black cards. You nailed it. You got to give that black edge something. Otherwise, we're going to have that big bright highlight wrapping right around to that white background.
That's right. That's what I had at first.
Yep. Well, you handled it beautifully.
Okay, good.
And with a 51.4, okay, at 8. Nice. Good job. How long did it take you to do it?
The actual setup didn't take very long, but it did take me a while to actually work the lighting out, because I started off, first of all, just with one softbox on the right, and that wasn't working, so I put the other one in on the left.
Okay.
And then I needed to put the black cards in, so it took a little while to do it, but not as long as the week before.
Good. Very good. It looks good.
Thank you.
Nice and clean. Paul.
Hi there.
Hi, Paul. What is this, a speaker?
It's a speaker, yeah, smart speaker.
All right. Oh, that looks cool. Let's get rid of that because we don't have it over there. Don't need it. Highlight looks good, and I like the way the light from the back is coming in here and giving us this this really clean lines here. Is this black plastic that's in there?
It is black plastic.
Okay. Clean. Now, it's got little marks on it like that one right there. that one right there, you're going to want to clean that up. Okay. But your donut here, this is really nicely done. That highlight coming around here and coming in and all the way in next to the ring here, we can feel and see the dimension of this, which I imagine is pretty tough to do since it's all like super diffuse material that's just going to suck up the light like crazy. What color is this band?
It's silver.
Silver. Okay. We're going to like cut this band. Going to cut it all the way out in Photoshop. And then we're going to lighten this band. We're going to make it look chrome. Okay.
Okay.
Got to bring it up. It's turned at a slight angle. And so where over here it's reflecting is farther and farther away from your light. So it's not that bright. And I can see the edge of the table there. And then it just sort of goes off in the studio until it starts picking up some light up there. We're just going to turn it, we're just going to take that thing and just lighten it with screen, one time with screen, and then maybe a second time with screen and blend it back. And it should look nice and chrome. But we don't want it to be so bright that it overpowers this. With me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to show that chrome. How you would have done it in the photograph is like you've got your donut here, say here, at a little bit of an angle, and the camera is here. You would have taken a white card from here, like that, and then brought it all the way up, like a 3-foot white card. Then this thing's going to reflect that white card all the way up to there. You see that?
Yeah.
Angle of incidence, angle of reflection, and you'll have a much better looking little thing there. It's all about the reflection, everything. But it's great because you got the hardest part done, which is lighting the foam. The stuff that's hard. You did that nice.
On the part on the top, on the inside, it looks like a mouse or something like that.
That's actually a part of the speaker. Is actually an opening for the sound to come out.
I was going to say it's like a vent-like thing, right, for the bass?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, very good. Good job, Paul. Let's look at your lighting. Yeah. You just see this, it's too naked around it here.
Okay.
You got to fill that up. And that light way up there, come on, mouse. That light way up there needs to be way down here.
I was playing around with lighting because the light on the left is new. So I was just getting used to it.
Yep. And these are all continuous lights.
They are.
Yeah. And so if it had this little guy here been up right next to it, just out of sight, right? And vertical, like maybe like vertical like this, then you can look and see this is going to start reflecting all the way up to there and get that highlight. And then you can control that highlight by twisting your reflector board by twisting it a little bit, and you can start to create a gradient across it, which is nice.
Okay.
All right, man. What lens, Paul?
It's a brand new 45mm.
Okay. Nicely done. Mark Lund.
Hello there.
Hey, Mark. Nice mic. Nice mic. That's what I'm expecting from you, Mark, right there. It's clean. Just nothing wrong with that shot at all. I might not pull that cord so tight, but chances are, here, over here, it just looks great. It looks really, really good.
Thank you. I have 7 images that I focus stacked, and I let it fall out of focus at the end of the microphone as it was crossing over into the plane where the USB cable's coming in.
Uh-huh.
And that way the arm came out of focus too. I showed this, I've thought about doing it before, but just to kind of give an example, something that I do in something new people starting out, separate your lights and just do one at a time. And that way you can see what effect each one is having. So when the lights fired separately, I was getting the A, B, and C, and then with them all together, I get the final image.
Always, yeah, always do that. Always, when you get your main light set up, if that's what you do first, you set your main light up, get a shot just with the main. Then you set your kicker up, turn the main off, and get a shot with the kicker, so you know where the kicker is coming from. Then you put them together and see where your exposure is. But always know what each individual light's doing. Know exactly what it's lighting it up. And doing it like you did here, Mark, where you keep a record of it, really good.
Mhm.
Great shot, Mark.
Thank you.
Your book's coming along, man.
Thanks.
A Jabel. Carmen shot a Jabel. A Jabul.
It was hard to catch. You know, they run fast.
Yeah, they do. Very fast. That's really small too, isn't it?
Yes.
What's your
I wanted to
background?
highlight the features of it.
Okay.
You know, the Bluetooth connection, the volume control, where you charge it, and so on.
All of that work. I love your background. It's like this coming forward with the dark and then the light coming out from underneath it. So it looks like layers. Is that Photoshop or did you shoot it in layers?
I shot it in layers.
Oh, nice. Very well. Very well done. You got the little light on the indicator here.
Mm-hmm.
Nice product shot.
I was I started out thinking, oh, I'll just do it with daylight, you know, and then it started getting dark, and then I'm like, okay. So then I have an LED light that I just got, so I tried that, and then that wasn't enough, and I was trying to, you know, I really like working with LEDs. It's like you can see what you're getting.
Yep.
It was.
I love it.
And then I threw a speed light.
I love it that when you take a scrim, like a 3-foot scrim, and you take your LED and you start moving it around behind the scrim.
It's exactly, yes. Well, you'll
see
see
exactly what's happening on your subject. That's pretty.
I was like, oh, this is so much faster.
Yeah. Except when it gets to exposure times.
Well, yeah, you'll see that. I had a 3/10 of a second exposure.
It's like you have 3 seconds. Oh, 3, I see, 0.3.
0.3 seconds.
Very nice. Really nice stuff.
Oh, my BTS is further down.
Oh.
It's after J's. There is a BTS past, go back. Yeah, there.
Oh, speed light into gold. Okay. What are these boxes?
Yeah, it's wrapping paper. And I wrapped some boxes, and I was really wanting to kind of come low and, you know, wide angle and make it look, you know, monstrous. And then I realized I couldn't see the controls. So then all right,
no, this works
back
well.
on top.
This is a nice product shot. Shows the unit as very glamorous and very, very smart, and also gives us a sense of size, because we kind of know what those are size and we kind of know what that's going to look like. So no, I think you did a good job with it. Good job.
One thing I learned from shooting the JBL speaker is I now have some decent sound in my studio, so it's a win on all levels.
Well, yeah, that was, I bought that for my studio because I have a laptop and it's a small studio, so I didn't want to bring in speakers. So when I put that in, I'm like, that's a lot of sound out of that little guy.
Yep.
Pretty good.
I got one at the store down the street. It's called the 5 and Up store. It's everything is between $5 and $25, and it's like a dollar store, but it's a little bit higher end, $5 and $25. I got a speaker for $10 that I thought I'd just put on the back porch. It sounds just about as good as any speaker system I've ever owned. It's just, it fills the porch with really good bass, good high. I'm kind of picky when I'm listening to my jazz. I want to hear my cymbals. I want to hear the bass. Does all of that thing. $7. I couldn't believe it. Nicely done, Carmen.
Thank you.
Jay, you floated this in the surf, did you?
No, those are clouds. It's the sky.
Ah, okay.
You know, it snowed for the last well, a lot of different weathers, but part of it was snow. So it was, you know, the end of the snowy interlude. So that was the sky clearing up.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
Partially.
If you went outside yesterday and the day before in Phoenix, Arizona, you would see snow on the mountains all around us. Not a lot of snow, but enough that there were some great saguaro cactus pictures out there with the cactus and the snow on it. Unfortunately, I couldn't leave the house.
Well,
and how did you shoot? Yeah. What's it?
Well, that I shot it on black flexible glass, and I was thinking I'd do that first, and then as I had a background, what I wanted to do was have it kind of at a setting in a cloud-like structure.
Okay.
So that I had the shots of the sky, so I cut it out and put it on the sky.
Okay. So you're backlighting.
You could have done either way. I'm sorry?
How are we getting the light on the front of it?
Oh, there's a little LED to camera left. See the little black thing?
Yeah.
It's 4 inches square.
Okay. And that's lighting up the.
So that radiates across.
Okay. Nice. Looks like you had it up. You had it on this side though, right? Because it's the shadow.
Well, I had it on both sides. I switched it around.
I got it. Okay.
But I wanted, it's a shortwave radio, so I thought I'd give it a little more, try and give it some atmospherics. And I put a drop shadow behind it to sort of give it a bit more.
It pops it off the background.
Mm-hmm.
Good ad shot.
Thank you.
Good ad shot. Yep, absolutely.
We'll see what Sony has to say.
Carl, are you here? Oh no, this is Carl's first week. He may have gotten his times mixed up. Cool, Carl. I love the idea of the light behind the fender here. One thing that you got to be very careful of is tangents, and that is a textbook perfect tangent running down that line there. We don't want that. Either move the speaker into the gray or move it into the white so they don't come right down that corner edge there. Love the old baseboard and wood floor. That looks good. This light back here making the guitar glow. I think Carl in his email to me said it's a custom guitar that was just built for him, for a friend of his. So very nice, Carl. Good work. Very good work. Jerry shot this Bose thing. Apparently this is a really popular item.
Yeah. Hi, Don.
Hi. Jerry,
Yeah,
I like
had a shot here first that I did it with a black field, and I just wanted to change it around and try something a bit different.
Yeah, this looks really good in here, and it's going this dark shadow over here. And then you've got this circle thing happening back there. That's very cool. Highlight looks good in here. Looks like we've got a softbox or a scrim over here, and a white card and another white card. Am I right?
Yep, yep.
Really clean. Look how nice this is here. Do you have a light at the top from the left up here? No?
No, I don't actually. I held the card over the top just to.
Oh,
catch
okay,
the-
you did have a card over the top because I'm seeing that nice soft, whatever that material is, looks like corduroy or something. But it's getting a nice little highlight over the top, and I had figured it had to be something up there to do that. Put your behind the scenes shot. Oh yeah. Cool. You flagged it off, flagged your light off so it wasn't too big. And are we missing a white card that would have been here?
Yeah, I took a separate shot and put it underneath.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you put it on a different surface and background or something in Photoshop?
No, I added a surface I added a texture in the background, yeah.
So all this rock stuff is like a texture?
The texture that I added, yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this is, and did you add this texture as well?
Yeah, but I think I pulled that back a little bit more than the background.
Yeah, really nice. Really nice. I really like the texture that you used. Very nice. Beautiful lighting all the way through. Again, very glamorous. Oh, is that it? Is that the last shot? What happened to my Facebook? Really nice work this week, folks. Great work. Are you having fun?
Yes. Great fun.
I have so much fun when I'm working in the studio. I do. I just there's a few perks to it. Number one, I can listen to any music I want to. When I was a fashion photographer, we let the models choose the music. Don't ever do that.
No Miles Davis, huh?
Because they're like 18, 20 years old, and the stuff they would put on the thing would be just make your head bleed. But tabletop, I got everything. I got whatever I want, as loud as soft as I want, and I can spend the time to cut that piece of foam core once and say, no, I'm going to cut it again, and get it so it's just perfect, and create the most perfect photograph of whatever it is we're photographing. I just have a lot of fun in the studio. I really do.
Don, you missed the very first shot.
Well, whoever it was wasn't here. This one?
Yep, that one.
Whose is this? It's
Marjorie's.
Marjorie. Is she here?
No.
All right. Well, it's such a clever shot. Let's talk about it anyway. How many people missed that? Steve, coming into the little apple there.
Yeah, no, I thought that was really clever.
Very nice.
I don't know
yeah.
how she got the face in. Was that part of the actual design of the logo, that face?
The Apple logo? No.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think.
I don't think so. I think
It's
she
just
put
a
it on.
circle. It's just a bite out of the apple.
Yeah. Oh, but how did she get the face in it?
She probably got a.
On the behind the scenes, you can see that it's actually in that apple cutout.
Okay.
Sure is.
Oh, it's something on the screen. So she got an apple cutout, or she cut it out herself. You know, she's not here to tell us, but that's not the normal Apple logo. Whether that's something that you could get somewhere and put on the phone, I don't know. But that's,
it's like
it's a lot of fun though.
paper.
Yeah. And nice light all the way around, shooting black on white. You always run the risk of black going too dark and white going too bright, but she did a nice job with it all the way through here. Good highlights on it. It's a very good shot. Super. Questions?
Yeah, Don,
Yeah.
can you go back to mine real quick?
Where is it? Who's this talking?
This is Lauren.
Lauren, remind me which one yours is?
It's the
The red
earbuds on
background.
red.
Earbuds on red, right. Yeah, this one?
Yep. Looking at it back in my Affinity photo, if I twisted that cord in front, it actually would put it out of balance, because the side you're looking at is the thin side of the cord on that right earbud.
Okay. Oh, you mean like fixing this right here?
Right, yeah.
Oh, because it gets a little bit bigger down here than it is here?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, see that, and that's why, see, you're using Affinity. In Photoshop, we have this warp tool. I just draw a box around this with the warp tool. Come on, zoom. Draw a box around it like that with the warp tool, and then you just sort of kind of scrunch it in and the whole thing, it'll keep its dimensions. It'll just, you can warp it a little bit.
Okay, I've got the same thing in Affinity.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's all I'm talking about. Just a little bit of a warp. You don't want to like cut this out and change the shape of it. No.
Oh, okay.
No. Just kind of bend it a little bit in the software.
Okay. Yep. That's easy.
Yeah, very good. All right.
Thank
So
you, sir.
what is next week's assignment? Let's get in here. Next week is packaging. All right. Got a movie coming up for you here. We'll have it up today. And it's pretty terrible when it asks the owner for a password. If I understand it right, Facebook can listen to you in the shower, but I still have to type my password in my own page. Yeah, packaging. This is where it gets really interesting. What is a package? Well, sometimes it's that. Sometimes it's a jewelry box. Anything like this. Don't do, if you're going to do anything like this, don't do cosmetics. We're doing that last. Cosmetics would be eyeshadow, lipstick, etc. But if it's skin creams and things, packaging, and you start to realize, hey, there's a lot to do with packaging. There's a lot of photography done of packaging. A 6-pack of beer is packaging. A 6-pack of wine coolers, a pancake mix. They've got to take a picture of a box of pancake mix. Now, I don't necessarily want you to do pancake mix. I want you to do whatever you want to do. But the package is really, really a challenge. Watch for the video. It'll be up later today. Watch for the video. But little things like you got the top of the cereal box here. And there's a gap between the cereal box and the top. Can't be no gap. Gonna have to get some double-sided tape in there with something and squeeze it down. There can't be gaps. There can't be bends on the side. I think the most challenging thing I have that I shot very recently was potato chip bags. For a friend of mine, I had to shoot these bags. He's getting ready to launch some potato chip line. I have to shoot potato. Oh my God! Terrible. Very difficult to shoot. So packaging. If it comes in a package, what's the package? If any of you guys buy anything like Crown Royale, comes in the little purple pouch. The best thing to do with the Crown Royale is replace whatever's in the purple pouch. Send the stuff in the purple pouch to me, and just like put grapefruit or something in the pouch. That's what all the pros do. Whatever it is that you're going to shoot, if it's gold lettering, make sure the gold pops out. If it's matte and shiny, make sure the matte and shiny comes out. So have fun with it. But like I say, there'll be a video later today. Hello, I'm not here. And watch that. And get ready to do some packaging.
Question.
Mark on his website, which is marklund.com, or is it marklundjr.com? Mark?
JR.
marklundjr.com. He's got some great packaging shots on his site. So does Greg Kindred, which is Greg Kindred Photography, or just Greg Kindred?
Yeah, Greg Kindred Photography.
Greg Kindred Photography has some beautiful packaging shots on his website as well. So a bottle of scotch is not a package. A bottle of scotch in the box is the package. So just keep that in mind. We're not asking you to pour beer. We're actually asking you to shoot a 6-pack of beer. And you got to twist all the cans so they're just right. And then you got to make the fake ice. And we'll talk about making fake ice very quickly. The diapers that you can get for babies that have the little pellets in them that absorb water. Rip open a diaper or two, put them in a strainer, get them wet, and drip them over the top of your ice, your 6-pack of beer, and it looks like you just pulled them right out of the ice. So anyway, there's some good stuff. There's some good stuff in this video as well, but I'm doing a new video for each one of the classes. So
Can I ask a question, Don?
yes.
I thought I would go for a chocolate, free chocolate. Is that called in a package?
Like a box of chocolate, like Valentine's chocolate?
Oh, just 3 boxes, you know, 3 boxes of chocolates, or a tea box.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but if you're gonna do something like a tea box, don't just one, do like 4. I mean, if it's just one picture of a tea box, that's not interesting. Now, if you're talking about a tea box, there's different teas in them. That's probably more furniture than
yeah.
Yeah. So if you're gonna do something like these boxes, multiple boxes, like this, yeah, don't just shoot
I get
one
it. Yes.
of these, please. That will just be kind of a boring shot. So really spice it up. Isn't that a nice
Yes,
shot?
I get it. That's why I asked. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
I have a humidifier which comes in a really wonderful box. Is the box sufficient, or should I have is it better to have the actual product sitting next to
Oh,
the box?
no, you can take it out. Yeah, no, the box is great. If you want to have the humidifier by it, that's better for your book.
Well, I can do it different ways, I suppose.
Yeah, but I don't want I'd rather have you just shoot. I mean, that's just one box. I don't know if a picture of a box of Wheaties or a box of anything is really what we're looking for. We're looking more for something a little bit more glamorous, like this. But if your humidifier isn't all chrome and whatever, then
it's white.
Out there. Yeah.
It's white in a white box.
That'd be fine. Just don't put yourself in a position where you're lighting something really shiny, like a toaster that came in a black box that's matte.
No.
Now you're going to be, you want to make the box look really great, but if the toaster sucks, it's not going to help. So be very careful with what you choose. All right, everybody.
Okay. Thank you.
Glad to have you along.
Thank you, Don.
Thanks, Don.
Thank you, Don.
Thanks, Don.
Thanks.
Thanks, Don.
Thanks, Don.
Thanks, Don.
See you guys.
By the way,
Sorry about the phones going off.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
No,
Bye.
Everyone.
all right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.